Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Welcome to another incredible episode of The Sovereign Soul. I am so happy that you're here. And my friend, you're going to be happy you're here too, because I have an incredible friend on the podcast as my guest today. Her and I have come and gone and rescheduled and had computer problems. It's as if it just wasn't properly timed right. And here we are. We are ready. I put spirit on it. You put your angels on it. It is going to happen today. It is going down. And I'm so excited to have this beautiful soul on the Sovereign Soul podcast. Go ahead, Sharon. Introduce yourself to us.
Wow, what an introduction. But you're right. We have been back and forth and here, there, and everywhere. But today was meant to be. So thank you for having me on this amazing podcast. My name is Sharon Crowley, and I am a full-time carer as well as a certified numerologist. I live in the UK. I'm a mum of two, full-time carer to my eldest, my daughter, and yeah, I've been studying numerology since I found it back in COVID days. So 2020, the big year, was the year that the world went, I won't say east, west or south, it just went chaotic, didn't it? And that was the time that I actually had, as we all do, that epiphany of there must be something else.
Yeah.
I'd already had a long history of becoming a full-time carer, and my career had changed because I became a full-time carer to my daughter. So I was already having this journey which I wasn't aware of, because I just thought these things happen, I'm not teaching anymore, I'm doing this. And then COVID must have just, like, literally, as people say, opened me up to there has to be more. And I found numerology. I found someone that was teaching it.
Okay.
I was at the point at my life of I don't even know who I am anymore. I have all these hats. I'm a mum, I'm a wife, I'm a sister, I'm a carer. I was doing lots of hospital appointments, and I just didn't feel lit up. It was like, and I'll never forget the coaching call that I took, because I was doing lots of work from home things, like people tend to find if they're at home, I want to do something for myself, but nothing was lighting me up. And it was I'm going to say a sad time. Can we feel the feet?
100%.
So I was at a time in my life that I was feeling very down and vulnerable, and on a coaching call with someone, they said, what lights you up? And I was like, I don't know. I really don't know who I am anymore. And to cut a long story short, is I reached out to someone and asked for a numerology reading. And I was like, right, talk to me. What is this numerology? I was always been fascinated in numbers. I absolutely loved maths at school. I was a bank manager. I was a math tutor. So I'd already loved numbers. And they gave me the reading, and I was like, wow. From just a bit of personal data, I was looking at this email of a PDF that was talking to me. It was telling me everything about me that I was like, yeah, that is me to a T. And that was it. I was like, tell me everything. I need to know everything about numerology. And since then, I have been doing courses, reading books, reaching out to other numerologists that have been doing it for longer than me, and then sharing what I find with hundreds of people like yourself.
Yes. I love this. So give us a little bit more numerology. Numerology is the study of numbers.
It is as simple as that. But tell me more. So it's
Ask a question when your guides are over here and you know the answer. It's like, oh my God, how do I do this?
Yeah, because I mean,
Those that don't know.
Yeah, And that is true, isn't it, Jacqueline? You know, just because we know it and we think everybody in the world knows it, there'll be still people out there that's like, never heard of this. So it is. It's a belief system. I liken it to astrology. So if people understand astrology, where astrologists work with planets, I work and numerologists work with data. So we believe that your soul has chosen what date you were going to be born and what name you were going to be born with. So that sometimes throws people like, I actually didn't like, yes, you did. Your soul chose it. And numerology will then share from those two pieces of information, your character, your personality, who you are, why you're here, and literally can map out your life, which again is a bit scary, because numerologists work with numbers and we work with cycles. So we believe, just like the seasons, everything has a timing, has a place, and we work in cycles. So that is what it is. And what I love about it is it has been around for thousands of years. You know, it's not just something that I've said, oh, I'm just going to put two and two together and tell everybody it's four and there we go. It's, you know, it's, excuse me, there's several aspects to numerology in that there's different calendars that are used. We have Hebrew numerology, but the one that I was taught and use is Pythagorean numerology, which is Western numerology. And back in the day, the ancient Greeks, you know, numbers, the universal. People generally understand numbers. So it's quite, for me, simplistic that we work with the numbers 1 to 9. So yeah, and it's just what it can share about somebody from that date of birth.
It really is. It is fascinating. I'm a life path 9.
Just like me.
Yes, I'm a life path 9. And paths like ours, we're meant to be leaders, we're meant to be teachers, we're meant to be that force of life here that supports expansion and creation and all of that. And I love how I would say precise. I want to use that word. Precise it is with regards also to your personality and the type of, you know what I mean? Like you feel called out when you're like, okay. But you can also see a person's shadow side or what trips them up in life. Okay, so let's have some fun because you and I are both 9, so you know this. You know me like the back of your hand. But we came to that conclusion. I'm using air quotes, but this conclusion that I'm a life path 9 by adding up the numbers within my birth date, the month, the day, and the year.
Yes, so there are 3 different ways you could calculate your birth date, but the one that I use is you have the date that you were born, and we sort of like have to, I'm using my hands now, this is where I start to sort with my hands. So we have the date we were born in one column, the month that you were born in one column, and the year, the 4 digits of your birth year in one column. And then underneath each number we reduce the digits. So for example, if you were born on the 12th, we would reduce the 2 digits by adding them together and going to a single digit. So 1 and 2 would become 3. And we do that for each date, month and year. Now, it gets a little bit complicated because we do believe in master numbers, and I think we could talk about them on a completely new show if you would like. But if you have a master number 11, 22 or 33, we don't reduce them. So if you was born in November, for instance, we would keep the number as 11 and not reduce it to a 2. And then once you've got your 3 columns, date, month and year, whether it be a single digit or a master number, you add the 3 together to get a number, and then again reduce it to a single digit or a master number. So I didn't know you were a 9 before I came on, so that absolutely amazes me because I do seem to be surrounded by lots of life path 9s.
Same.
So that's absolutely brilliant. And for us, I see us, like you were saying, we are the teachers, we are the leaders in our own way. I sort of like look at it as we're the wise women. And I say
Yes.
that with no ego. We have done all the 8-year souls before. So we've had all those lessons. We're at the end of our cycle now because we've learned all those lessons. It's not to say we're not going to have lessons to learn in this lifetime. We
Sure.
all have lessons to learn.
Amen. Amen.
But we have, we're wise, we know, and one thing I will say is, because 9 is the number of completion as well, so we know that we're at the end of our cycle, we're going to begin again in the next lifetime, but we are very compassionate.
Mm-hmm.
We want the world to be a better place, which is why you're doing this podcast.
Yeah.
So that's why we're sharing our wisdom. We're not doing it from an ego, look at me, I'm the expert. We're doing it because we want to spread the love. We want everybody to be the best people that they can be. So we will continue. Always see it as like, we're lighting not just people up, but like lighting the candle and watching people just go off and continue to do the ripple effect, as they call
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think too, one of the very valuable pieces of insights that we get from things like numerology, astrology, human design, even the
Yeah.
gene codes. I'm fascinated by all of that. And I love how it all, just like every religion leads back to love,
Yes.
every way in which we can gather insight and information about ourselves leads us back home. Right. And so, like, these are really cool ways of understanding who we are. And there's a lot of people that'll come to me. They understand that they're psychic, or they understand that they're intuitive. They recognize they have healing comprehension, if that makes sense. Like, they understand the idea of supporting other people with becoming whole versions of themselves. But oftentimes they're like, I don't know what that looks like. I don't know how I do it best. I don't know, where to start with it all or how to bring it all together, right? These are ways that you get to learn your, best version, or what could trip you up, right? Because to a path that is 9, what are some of the things that your clients are made aware of? Like, yes, this is you, very compassionate. You're out here wanting to make the world a better place. What's the, I would call it the shadow side of that. But what's the other side of the coin with that we need to be aware of?
Well, it's everything that's the opposite of what we're good at.
Mm-hmm.
So we are very compassionate at our best. We so not only about seeing the world in a better place, we're drawn to charities because they do lots of good. So when things go the opposite side, we can be very judgmental. And I
Yes,
know I am.
I
I
know.
really have to take
I
a hold of
try to
myself
keep
and
it to
go,
myself.
no, no, stop being. And we can be, because we want everybody to be just like us, and we have to understand that everybody's got their own character and part to play in this universe.
Exactly.
And another thing is, we can be very forgiving,
Hmm.
but on the other hand, we can hold a grudge.
And I'm a Pisces, so
So
it just
yes,
is doubled.
my goodness, so am
I am
I. So
3 days after you. I believe you're the 12th.
11th. So I've got a master
11th. Okay,
number.
I
Yeah.
stalk, but clearly it's not that precise, which is good. You can relax.
No, yeah, so we're both Pisces. So in
Yeah,
astrology, very emotional,
very,
so, but very intuitive as
very.
well. This all comes with, our whole character.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
am going to have to ask you now then, so do you know your human design?
Yes, I do. I'm a generator. 3-6.
Ah, three
3-6
six. So
generator.
I'm a
Yeah.
manifesting generator. So
Hmm.
that's where we part company.
Oh,
But that isn't, and that is what it all is. Is we are unique. We're not clones of each other. We've got our own traits. We're not the same age, so we're in our own cycle. It's I get so excited talking about it, that sometimes it's hard to put into words. But that's what understanding yourself is all about. And I
hmm.
do feel we've got to get to, I would say, a certain age. I'm sure if I was 4 and read my numerology chart, it would make absolutely no sense to me. I'm
Amen.
sure in my early 20s, I'd be like, well, I can kind of see it. But you have to be at that point in your life when you do have the opening up that you're like, now I'm ready to receive, I'm ready to understand, tell me everything. And then we do go on the rabbit hole, don't we, of spirituality?
We
Tell me
sure
more.
do. Tell me more. There is more. As soon as we ask that question, there's got to be more than this. As soon as the period is on the end of that statement, Spirit's like da 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 and showers you
Yes.
with all of these, like you say, rabbit holes, because that's exactly what it feels like. Sometimes we're like, wow, I could study this all day. Wow, I
Yeah.
could get really caught up with this all the time, you know?
Yeah.
So okay, well, we'll keep that in mind because we're both nines and this is so good. Clearly, we've made an excuse of having a private numerology session with Sharon today. Hi, welcome to the podcast. So we are walking into, it's a 10 year. Is that how it's seen, or do you see it as a one?
I personally see it as a one. I do know of some numerologists, and this is the other thing with numerology, and I suppose similar to all the other, spiritual development tools out there, it's how you perceive it, and that was something I struggled with at the beginning because I was taught one way, started to learn that people talk about other numbers, and I'm like, right, okay, scratch my head. What is it? And it's the question came, what is it I believe? And that just answers everything. It doesn't matter what I believe. So I personally would go with the 1 year. I'm hearing lots at the moment around the fire horse. I'd never heard of it before, so I know it's all to do. No, I'm not into. I don't. I knew last year was a snake because a lot of people were talking about the snake, so I got that. We were in a 9 year. It's very much about it. It fits together, doesn't it? It's like a jigsaw. There's no
Yeah.
reason why it doesn't fit together. So this 1 year, I mean, for me as well, I started January the 1st to December the 31st. We
Hmm.
know the Chinese New Year starts in February
Yeah.
with the astrology year. And some people believe that their personal years in numerology go from birth date to birth date. I'm not here to tell anyone
Mm-mm.
what's right or wrong. I'm just
Yeah,
here
yeah,
to
yeah.
share what I can.
Got you.
So the 1 year, so what is the one? We know it's the first single digit. It's the number that begins everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very much about being leading. It's a leader. It's confident. And after last year's shedding the skin, excuse me, I think a lot of people are ready to start again, are ready for new beginnings,
Mm-hmm.
are ready to see what path is going to come forth this year, because it is the theme of the year. It's not just for a month. We are doing this over 2026. But if you did look at it being a 10, what the zero does is just amplify the energy of the single
Yeah.
digit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yep.
that's why people are talking, it's not the horse shit, it's the fire horse, because it's strong and it's powerful. And we're
100%.
all going to get in this collective energy. I think it's brewing. Excuse me. I think it's brewing. And I think the one thing I would say that maybe not a lot of people know is because it's a collective 1 year, this is very much about what's happening around us. So it's
Amen.
the external, it's the environment.
Yep. Yep.
We also have a personal year going on, and that's what's happening internally.
Yeah.
So yes, there's lots of people that can get very excited about one, new beginnings, let's go for it. But don't forget, if you're not feeling that, well, that's not happening to me, I can see everyone else doing it, but I don't feel like that, you might actually be in your own personal year, which is a complete different energy.
Well, not only that, a lot of what I would share, with clients as well in sessions is, the fire horse, fire obviously is that passion. It's that root space of, creating something long term. Horse is all around strength and bravery and courage and movement forward, strong, steady movement forward, right? And bringing that together, And so it's not just about being strong with your new beginnings. But like what is it that you see transforming in your world, starting fresh in your world, And then where's the passion behind that? Where's the bravery that it's going to take for you to really push this out? New beginnings are great, but that means we're, just beginning in some ways. And so you have to show up more,
Yeah.
in those ways.
Yeah, I mean, and even though this is the theme of it, this is the start of a new cycle. So again, it's, yes, it's new beginnings, but don't feel you have to have your life mapped out and everything completed in 2026. It's the start of a new cycle. So it is about sowing the seeds for what you want to see over the next 9 years,
Yeah.
because we'll go through this cycle over and over again.
Yeah.
But the way it works is we'll be with we'll be in a different phase in our life in 9 years' time when we have another one energy year.
Right, right, right. And it's really, I think it's really cool to, well, I'll let you share this. When you, with numerology, is there or is there not like certain years that stand out for someone? 30 or maybe 50, or do you know what I mean? Like, is there ideal years that stick out because of the cycling? Does that make sense? Am I asking that question properly?
It's I feel I know what you're saying. So is it like when you're talking numbers, are you talking like when I'm 30 and when I'm 50? I would or are you talking just being yeah, are we talking like a birthday? So like the
Yes,
21st?
an age. Usually you
Right.
see at certain ages, developmentally, we talk about children until the age of 7, what's going on from 7 to 14, 14 to 21, and we do it in the 7 year, if you will, with some of what you study with children, but like with us and like human design, age 50 is like this turning point in who you are in your design and what you have accepted and what you're stepping into. It's kind of like you just had this new epiphany or something's just starting off finally, and it's like, it makes me want to scratch my face off. I don't want to wait for until I'm
Yeah.
50 to have
Yeah.
things be peak, right? When it comes to numerology, when somebody comes and they're at a certain age, stepping into a certain age, what are some of the like primary numbers or ages that stand out for you?
Okay, so in numerology, we have our cycles, our 3 cycles, and that is worked out, calculated from your birthday, month, and year. They're your 3 cycles. So obviously, they will correspond with generally what is said in that, you've got your younger years, then you've got your sort of like, we'll call them the midlife years, which is your middle cycle, where, and I hate saying generally, but I'll go with me because I don't like talking generally. So for me, my midlife years was where I settled down, moved into my new home, had children.
Yeah.
And then we have like our mature years, which I'd probably class myself in now. So in mature years, I've got this wisdom, I've had my life. So you've got your 3 cycles, but within each of those cycles, and this will depend on your life path number, is in each cycle, you've got what we call challenges and pinnacles. And the challenges are split into 4. And those 4 will work out. So, and that would then depend on, as I said, your life path number in respect of what number it's given. So it wouldn't be that I am now 33, which I'm not. So I am 33, so this is important for me personally. So let's say it. So last year I turned 50, and I am in my 7 cycle. So 7 is the number of research. It's the number of the mind. It's about studying. It's about doing lots of inner work, and I can feel that.
Yeah.
I can feel that is my cycle. But within that, I'm in a challenge 1. And 1 is, so the challenge, we know 1, we're in a 1 year. It's very much about being the leader. So that is a challenge for me, be having that courage.
Yeah.
But that's me personally. That is not standardized across.
Right. Of course.
I couldn't say when you're 50, when you're 50, you're in your cycles. We would have to look at the
Absolutely.
personal.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So I couldn't
It does
say
make perfect sense.
it is different to human design in that age.
Yeah.
That a complete reading is unique to you.
Yeah.
And that's what I personally love. Because even like we were saying, we're both on a life path 9, and we will have lots of people that we know. But even the life path 9, how did we get to the 9? Are you a 36 9? Are you an 18 9? Are you just a straight 9?
I'm oh gosh, what was I? A 2 and a 7, I think. A 2 and a 5.
9? Yeah.
27, 9. Yeah.
So that is why you're slightly different, because your 9 is made up of the energies of the 2 and the 7. I'm a 36. So even though, yes, we're on the same destination, our motorway journey will be slightly different.
Got it. Yeah. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. So where do you hang out where people are going to come and they're going to check you out and they're going to learn more about how you do numerology and how they can actually get in touch with you so that they can get their own reading?
You can find me. I'd probably say Instagram under the Sharon Crowley, and I do offer a weekly newsletter as well, where we talk about the weekly energies and just give some insights, share some tips for people that are looking to not only understand numerology and the energies behind it, but also to work out how they can reconnect with themselves, because that's what we both have in common. We want people
Yeah.
to come back home. You said come
Yep.
back to what they love.
Yep.
And I think that's brilliant. So yes, Instagram, the Sharon Crowley. Come and find me.
Amazing. I'm going to make sure all these links are in the show notes so that people can very easily go find it, get to you, schedule their sessions. It's so good. Do you teach numerology as well?
I do, yes. I took my advanced qualification so that I could teach it. And I generally go with how far people want to go. I wanted to know everything because that's the cycle I'm in. But some people are just happy with working out people's core numbers so they can share that. And some people just want to know it from themselves. It's not actually just about readings for other people. It's let me look at my chart and understand it on a personal basis.
Yeah, I love that. All right. Well, we'll make sure that they have access to you. We'll make sure we get this out into the world so that as many eyeballs as possible can come and get to know you. I'm so freaking pumped. Thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for inviting me. I really appreciate it.
This is so much fun. It always is. And we'll be back. We'll collaborate on something really cool and different when it comes to numerology, and we'll be back. We'll have a further chat.
It's like that.
Yeah, I'm not done with you yet. All right, friends. Until next week, have an amazing week ahead. Stay focused on your self-care, prioritizing self, because February's energy is all around love. It's around self-love. It's around connection to the inner being and to the higher version of you. I will see you all again real soon. Have a great rest of your week. Bye.
Bye.